morning drive time, evening drive time, afternoon talk show. Radio stations vary greatly, and you might be wondering if an ad on a radio station is an effective use of your limited library marketing budget. I have some things for you to consider in this episode of the Library Marketing Show. Hello, everyone. I am Angela Hursh. I'm the person behind superlibrarymarketing.com. If you want to ask a question for a future episode, head to the website, click on the Library Marketing Show tab. You can contact me. You can also go there to nominate someone for Kudos. If you see another library doing great work in marketing, I'd love to hear about it and recognize that library. Click on the Library Marketing Show tab and fill out the form. Finally, make sure you've subscribed to my YouTube channel or followed me on LinkedIn so that you never miss an episode of the show. Today's answer to a question that came in as part of the 2023 superlibrarymarketing.com survey. I'll put the rest of the survey results down below, but somebody specifically asked if radio ads were an effective use of marketing budget. I can't actually answer that question because it really depends on your library and your target audience, but I can give you some things to consider before you pull out your checkbook or your library's checkbook. First thing, of course, you're going to have to do some research. And what you're looking for is a couple of things. You want to know what stations are available in your area and what format are they. So do they play music, a certain type of music? Are they a talk show? Are they something else? That factors into the consideration for you. You'll want to, of course, have a target audience in mind, and you're wanting to match up your target audience with the audience of those radio stations. You also want to consider how wide of an area that radio station covers. FM stations usually cover a very specific, smaller area, and AM stations can broadcast to a larger area. That might play into your factors and considerations. The cost of the ad is really going to depend on those things and on the length of your ad. So whatever you're trying to promote, what is the shortest amount of time that you can promote it effectively? You might even go ahead and write a script before you even think about purchasing an ad to see how much time you actually need to convey the message that you need to convey. Obviously, longer ads are going to be more expensive. You're also going to want to have in mind whether you want to do something very simple, like a voiceover with some music in the background, or if you want to add some extra elements like special effects, sound effects, those kinds of things, more than one person in the ad. So maybe you have somebody reading the main copy and then there's like a little tagline at the end that somebody else reads. All of those things are going to increase the cost of your ad. If you've got the money, that higher production value may really work well for your library and your audience. It really depends who you are targeting. Also consider the ad air times and the station's popularity. You are going to pay more for an ad on a station that a lot of people listen to, and that might be valuable for your library. So once you have figured out all of those factors, go to the radio stations that you are considering advertising with and ask them to give you their pricing and their availability. You're also going to ask them for some statistics or metrics. You want to ask them for their reach, for their engagement, and the average response rates to their ads. All of those are going to play into a decision for your library about whether you want to spend that money. Those are all the factors to consider if you're thinking about radio ads. I bet there are some folks watching this video who have advertised on the radio. I would love to hear if that was a successful thing for your library and maybe like a ballpark of how much you spent, how much time it took to go through the process of buying the ads and writing the copy. I'm sure my viewer would love it as well. Let us know down in the comments. And next week, this same viewer asked about the effectiveness of billboards. So we're going to cover billboards next week in the Library Marketing Show. All right, it is time for our Kudos today. Kudos is going to go to the Racine Public Library. I'm putting a link down below of a story, a news story that ran on the Racine Library because they got a social worker. And this is actually a really well-written story that got them a lot of great coverage. So, you know, when you hire somebody as maybe as a social worker or you release some other kind of new service for your service area, it's always a great idea to pitch it to your local TV and radio stations. Speaking of radio, you can get free airtime by sending out press releases and having a relationship with those reporters, which is, I bet, what happened with Racine County. Congratulations to them for earning kudos today. Watch the story below. It's really great. That's it for this episode of the Library Marketing Show, but my channel is full of other tips for library marketing and promotions. If you're interested in learning more, head to the next video and I'll see you there.